Calle 11, un gran regalo que nos damos justamente este miércoles, porque estamos en Guadalajara, en la Feria Internacional del Libro, y el país invitado es la India. Hoy me concede el embajador Manfred la oportunidad de estar en nuestro programa. Tengo una autora reconocida, tengo al arquitecto responsable justamente de esta exposición y también al especialista en los autores que estuvieron aquí. Así es que les voy a entrevistar, si me lo permite, en inglés para que nos cuenten qué está significando para la India, para ellos, esta visita y esta feria. Ambassador Manfred, thank you very much for being here. And well, how important is this exhibit and this for the relationship between Mexico and India?
Well, it's hugely important. Let me say, this is one of our most important relationships in the entire Americas, India and Mexico. It is a country that we are very fond of. India is a country that I have discovered Mexicans are very fond of. We remember with great gratitude that Mexico was the first country to recognize us when we became independent and the first country to establish diplomatic relations with us. Mexico is also the country from where the varieties of wheat which started our green revolution and allowed us to become self-sufficient in food came. So Mexico is hugely important for us. It is now our largest trading partner. There's a great affinity between Indians and Mexicans. There is huge interest in our culture, our literature, our philosophy, and this book fair in Guadalajara gives us the opportunity to showcase India to the Mexican public, both our arts, literature, philosophy, food, cinema, music, dance. So we are extremely delighted with this opportunity. Thank you.
Mr. Ambassador, few people in Mexico know this story, this anecdote that you just mentioned. After a huge starvation moment in India, we give you wheat and maize too, and corn too, that changed the way you were producing food. In India, is that a remembering? Do you remember that? It's a memory, it's an important memory.
Yes, we never forget our friends. We never forget those who help us. That is India. That is how Indians are. So once again, thank you, Mexico, for all your help.
Many gifts have been received by Mexico thanks to India. And one of these gifts today is this exhibit. And the way India is present in this Feria del Libro in Guadalajara. Architect, you are the creator of this. What is the meaning that is behind this creation, this presentation?
My name is Rishi Singhal, and I'm a professor of photography at the National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, India. And I'm a member of a 3-member design team. And 2 other colleagues are also responsible for the design, Tanishka Kachru and Jonak Das. And when we started thinking about the concept for this design, there were a couple of ideas. One very important idea was to reflect the diversity that India is, because India does not exist in singularity. India exists in multiplicity of culture, languages, habits, people, regions, landscape. So we started off by thinking of creating a landscape of languages, a landscape of scripts. In 1961, the Survey of India established that there were 1,600 languages. And today, there are 780 languages in India. So we decided to look at the important languages, the more popular languages, as well as some of the scripts which are getting endangered as we are becoming more and more globalized, as we are speaking fewer languages. So as you can see here, the colorful scripts are the spoken scripts, the scripts which are still being used, and the white ones are the endangered languages, the endangered scripts. And what we also did, we tried to connect the textile forms of these different regions, because India has very, very rich textile traditions. And as you move 100 kilometers in any direction, the textile form changes. So what we have done is we have tried to create a texture of the textile form associated with that region, with the language of that region. So these were some of the core ideas, and then we have created exhibitions which are drawn from the illustrations that were made for books that National Book Trust has published over the years. And we created a theme of the earth, because environment and ecology are becoming some very, very important concerns today. So we have created exhibitions around those thematics. And then we have also done a new media exhibition called Antariksh Sanchar, which is basically kind of a wedding between the history, heritage, and the future technologies. Because most of the young population today is interested in video games, they are on their smartphones. So we have made an attempt to bring this history through an interface which is popular amongst the younger population.
And now we're going to talk about the authors and the books that came to this Feria del Libro in Guadalajara. I'd like you to, having this huge cultural background, how do you decide which books, which authors would be here during the Feria?
Yeah, I am Kumar Vikram, and I am Senior Editor and Project Head of this Guest of Honor presentation, and I represent the National Book Trust India. So I would like to give you a little bit of background, because National Book Trust India is the nodal agency for this entire presentation, and about 2 years back we signed the MOU with the Phil, and after the signing of the MOU we brought many national institutions on board, including the National Institute of Design, the CapExil, and we brought literary program partners and the science program partners and other publishers. So it has that way we try to broaden up and make it a kind of a national project and a national endeavor. And when you say what kind of books, actually, as far as the bookstore is concerned, we have tied up with the CapExil, which is a publisher's body, and they deal in the export of books. And we identified an agency called BJAN, who have been dealing with the Mexican market for more than 4 decades. And they are our bookstore partners, and in association with them and in consultation with them and with the consultation of the local bookstore partner Gonville, this bookstore has been curated. And as far as authors are concerned, there is of course a kind of there is a standard committee which looks into what kind of authors can go. But our main projection is to look at the authors who represent the multilingual landscape of India, and that is how the design and that is how the content supplement each other.
Now it's your turn to introduce the author that is with us
Mrs.
today.
Madhu Pant, she is one of the topmost Chilean writers from India, and she's here for storytelling sessions and also for some panel discussions.
Now it's your turn. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks a lot. Namaste, Mexico. Namaste, Guadalajara. I'm very, very happy to be here in this fair. It is a splendid experience for me to be here with all the books around and all the people around, all the important discussions and sessions we are going to view and we are going to see and we are going to witness. I basically write for children. I am a children's writer. I write stories, poems, dialogues, drama, novel for children. And my thirst area is the child, who is the most important entity of our lives. So maybe it culture, maybe it's social entity, maybe it education, maybe it politics. If in every field, if we can't ignore the child, because the child is the basic of everything. So we have to be very conscious and very careful about writing for child, because we have to become a child when we write for child. We have to become innovative, we have to become creative, we have to become innocent, we have to become curious, because he has so many questions in his mind. The child always thinks about W's, why, where, what, when. So we have to be very curious, very childlike in our attitude, childlike in our approach. And for this, we have to be very creative. So when I discuss themes with children, I get ideas from them, and they give me the ideas, and those ideas are so different from the basic ideas which other people give. Children give me the ideas like one child said once, why can't you write on an owl wanted dark glasses? Why he wanted dark glasses? So these ideas become a challenge to me. One child says little fish wanted an umbrella. So what was the cause? Why she wanted umbrella? So I had to relate all these things and wove a story which would be very innovative, very creative, very childlike, and very humorous. Because humor is one aspect which a child likes, and we cannot ignore that. So we have to always become a child when we write for children. And I'm very thankful to National Book Trust of India and thankful to Indian government for making this opportunity for me to be with the Mexican audience. And I would be interacting with Mexican children tomorrow. And I think it would be a great opportunity to be with them.
Thank you very much for honor us being here and with our kids. Ambassador, last question. You can see there are many young people coming here. Mexico is a country going to be important in the 21st century because of its youth. And this is a huge coincidence with India. I mean, you have a very young population. But our youth, your youth, is separated not just for the seas, but it's because we need more exchanges, more cultural exchanges, student exchanges. Do you think we, in the future, can close link our relationship, linking our youth and our young peoples?
Certainly. That is certainly one of our agendas, and both governments, the government of India and the government of Mexico, are both keen on this. There is a innovation dialogue between India and Mexico that we have just launched in October. And that also seeks to bring young researchers, young innovators to work together and collaborate. In the cultural sphere, we do have Mexicans going to India for education and training, and we do have Indians coming here as well for similar reasons. Language is a bit of a barrier at times, but as far as the culture exchanges go, language is not a barrier for culture. We do bring quite a bit of Indian culture regularly to Mexican audiences, including the young people. We have a cultural center in Mexico City, which has been functioning for many years now, which teaches Indian arts, Indian crafts, Indian dance, Indian music, Indian food to Mexicans. We will bring more of those. Next year, India and Mexico are celebrating the 70th anniversary of establishment of our diplomatic relations. That will give us yet another opportunity when we do celebrate. Both Mexico celebrates in India and India celebrates in Mexico, to do much more things together. And in that effort, the youth will be in the forefront of our thinking and planning.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much. Thank you for being here, madam. Thank you. Bueno, pues nos retiramos de vuelta al estudio, pero ha sido de veras un regalo para Calle 11 poder recorrer esta feria y hacerlo esta vez a través de los ojos, de las lentes que ofrece la India. La feria es una ventana que le abre la mirada al mundo, y el mundo se mete a nuestras vidas gracias a la feria. Y hoy tenemos aquí la obra literaria de la India, la obra arquitectónica de la India, en un disfrute que es, como decía hace un momento, para los jóvenes y todo el mundo. Un pedacito de esto que ocurrió aquí en Guadalajara, entregado a usted por Calle 11. De vuelta al estudio.